Okay.
Go ahead.
Hey everyone, this is Ruinosity. Yeah, it's 2013. Scooter Blue, better known as Love Right, and Born Country. We're doing a little podcast on EoC and what we think of the outcome and our opinion on it, and we can give y'all some outlook on what we think about it. So, guys, what do y'all
Ew.
think about
Jump with
EoC?
that. So,
Yeah.
I want to talk about some of the changes. Like, if y'all go and open up here, let me give you a link to this post. If y'all go look at this, should be in the messages.
Okay, let me see.
Hopefully,
But overall, EoC it has its good sides and it has its bad sides.
yeah,
Now, I understand what Jagex is trying to do. They want to make their game better. They want new players to. They want them to like it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, older players, if you are a RuneScape, uh, you know, I'm thinking of the word. It's
So
anyways,
veteran.
Veteran.
a veteran, a RuneScape veteran, yes. And to the older players that have played since like '06, '05, and probably before that, longer, it may have ruined the game for them, but
Like, I
the
know one
whole
of their... Oh, go ahead.
yeah,
Sorry about that.
Oh, it's okay. If y'all want to say something, it's fine. It's not just.
Oh yeah.
I was going to say, like, part of the goal with the whole EOC was to bring in some newer players. But if you go over to, like, Lumbridge, you don't see anybody.
Yeah.
There's, like, nobody.
See, I remember when I first started playing RuneScape, and there was tons of people at Lumbridge. You see no one there anymore. They used to sit right at the foot of Lumbridge Castle.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody, I remember before EOC that there was no Grand Exchange, and people are like that didn't play RuneScape then. They're like, no way. They can't imagine a RuneScape without the Grand Exchange. I remember you used to have to work for the items you wanted. There was no buying it off the GE.
Yeah.
You had to work for it, and a lot has changed since RuneScape was first launched in, I think it was 2001.
Yeah, I believe so.
And
It's been up for like
now,
12 years. I think
yes,
they
and
just hit that.
questing. I've done a few quests recently, like they're noob quests, like Troll Stronghold. I had to defeat the level. I think it was 171. Some troll boss, but it was pretty easy because of the adrenaline bar. It made it so easy. Like he was killed in like 3 or 4 hits.
Oh yeah.
Now, and one of the bad sides, like the whip, it used to be 400k, probably even more before EoC.
Oh yeah.
It was a good weapon. It was good for 400k. Now it's useless. Like the whip is not even a good weapon to have.
Yeah, it's like 150k or somewhere thing like that.
Oh
It's
yeah.
not even worth.
Go ahead.
It's not even what it used to be.
I remember buying
No.
my first whip for 3 mil or something.
Yeah.
See, what's unfortunate about those kind of items going down is people are losing a ton of money from what's going down. Some of them bought them at mil or more.
Like
Right.
I know.
Are you guys there?
Hey.
Yeah, I know my
Oh,
friend.
sorry. My
it's,
audio just cut off for a
a
second
month
there.
before it was launched, he paid. Let's see, 17 to 18 mil. Yeah, huh? What's that?
Oh no, then my audio just cut off for a minute.
Anyways, but he paid 17 to 18 mil for the chest plate, and it's went down tremendously. It went down right now in the GE price. It's 10.9 mil, and the highest it's been I've seen is 13.7. So
Yeah.
overall, he lost about 4 or 5 mil.
Oh well, like one story I have is, well, at the start when they announced the beta and everybody found out special attacks were being removed, like
Yes.
claws just dropped, and so I lost.
Dragging. Yes.
I lost like 5 mil off claws, and then once the EOC came out, I
See,
figured out
okay,
Bandos would be
yeah.
good.
Dragon Claws used to be like 8 mil. I remember when Ruinosity, he had the Dragon Claws before EoC.
Oh
and
yeah.
they were deadly. Like their
They
special
were.
attack, deadly. Like if you owned a pair of Dragon Claws, you could defecate. So you destroy
Oh man,
somebody.
yeah. Even at my level, because I was like, oh god, level 80 at the time. I
And
mean,
then
Yeah.
I was level 85 at the time, and he destroyed me, and I was 5 combat levels higher than him. Them
Yeah.
Dragon Claws were amazing. Now they're worth nothing now because of EoC.
I mean, they
They
went up
just
a
But
little.
it might spike again though because of the new chaotic claw update that
yes,
adds onto them.
Well, about
yes.
that, like when they first announced it, everything goes up as usual. Whenever an update is announced, everything just skyrockets. But then as soon as they came out, everybody found out they sucked, and so they just sold them
And
back.
was yeah.
And
Now
now they're back down.
one thing in the update is the King Cow fight. The cow fight king. Excuse me.
hmm
The new weapon. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It's the I don't even know how to pronounce it, but it's like if you get it's dropped from the Cow Fight King, and it's like 286 mil or something. It's the best weapons in the game,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, but
it they
It
it is
just fight more.
yeah. It's chances of getting that as a drop are low because Jagex I know they said it is not recommended to go head on head with the Cow Fight King. You need 10 people at once to
I heard
challenge.
it's been I
Oh,
heard
totally.
it's been
Yeah, it's the
soloed and
toughest boss in the
duoed,
game.
and tons of
Yeah.
money came to the game from that because of the loot share. If y'all didn't know, loot share,
Yeah,
what it basically does is
but
it puts the item
for
into the
EOC,
GE. It puts the item in the GE, but it doesn't actually do it. It just gives you the GE
um,
value, and then it splits up the money between
yeah,
however many people
and
there are.
tra- yeah,
And
yeah,
so
and
it was
before
also.
EOC, this is way back
Go
when.
ahead.
Your quest points determined how much you could trade. But
Yeah.
as you were saying,
Oh well.
uh,
I was saying that. Let me think. What was I saying? I'm not sure.
you were going to comment on the. I wish I could pronounce it. It'll make things easier. It's the weapon you get a drop from the Cow Fight King, I believe.
Oh,
It's a
the
long
Drygor.
sword of
Yeah,
some
yeah.
sort.
There's the
Drygor.
Drygor rapier, the Drygor
Yeah.
longsword, and the Drygor maul. I mean,
Yes,
not
thank
maul.
you.
Mace.
Um,
Mace.
Yes, and like
I
there's
heard they're
and like
better than.
God swords. I'll bring them into this. I remember when I bought my first Samurai God sword, and it was
Yeah.
almost 8 mil. I bought it for almost 8 mil, and thank goodness I sold it because I didn't lose money. But excuse me, but it's 4 mil now,
Yeah.
and the Armaldi's God sword used to be the most expensive one. Now the Saradomin God sword is went up because it has a prayer bonus or something, and the
Yeah.
Armaldi's has went down tremendously.
Yeah, it's because the Saragod sword was mainly most people didn't use it for the spec anymore because they just didn't. But now a lot of people think it's the better looking one and they like the whatever the effect
It's like
of
the
it is.
original God Sword look, and
Yeah.
that's
Yes,
I think that's in part of why, and now it's become the most expensive one versus the Armadillo God Sword, which is like
Right.
it's twisted. I mean, and speaking of which, this is another thing. In a lot of instances, I mean, in some it's challenging, but in some instances for quests, bosses have gotten easier, you could say,
Yeah, but
to
another
the
thing
EoC, but
is, if y'all
yeah,
look at
but you
that
have
post
to
I
use the
linked you
abilities
to,
properly.
right? But if y'all look at the post I linked you to, it says they made some of the higher level monsters a lot harder, and I heard like some of the newer quest bosses that are harder. Like if
yeah,
y'all
it's
know
like
the
it's the
brink
brink of
of
extinction.
extinction.
The boss,
Yeah,
the boss is supposed to be difficult on that, I believe.
I heard after they made the changes, it's impossible. You can't do it. That's what I heard. I don't know if
Um,
they fixed it yet, but
this is something I would like to put on test. I don't know if this would ever be possible, but have a server. RuneScape could get a server going. You would use a beta server to have a regular player before EOC with the spec fight a player with that uses the adrenaline bar. That would be interesting to me,
yeah,
and see which one would be better, and that would overall that would overall be the determination if EOC is really bettering RuneScape for the better and not ruining it.
Yeah,
I know a lot of things are a lot faster, and like some things like mining is easier, but it's like, for instance, gaining XP is a lot faster now, but you have to put in a lot more work if you want the best XP.
Yes, I mean,
absolutely.
like, an easy way to level up ranged, this is before EoC. This is when I had bought my first cannon, and I was doing a thieving challenge. You got experience as you, like every HP attack, every attack dealt, you got experience as you
Yeah.
hit and dealt dealt damage. Now you get experience by every kill, every death. It's not as you go; it's as death. You have to kill the opponent to get to
Mhm.
attain experience.
Yeah, that's another problem. A lot of things you just
Mhm.
kill them so fast, and then like walking from one monster to another brings your XP down a little bit.
Yes,
Just like,
and I personally I like how they did the experience. It's somewhat easier. I mean, before EoC, I had 75 attack, I believe. 74, 75. I think I got to 75, and I have got to 78. And I do want 70, I mean, excuse me, I want 81 attack, because I would love to use Meteor Strike. That seems like a very well based attack.
yeah, it's pretty good, but it only works on something with over 50% of their life. But it's still
Oh,
pretty good.
Mhm.
So, do y'all have anything else y'all would like to say? I know I've been running my lip.
And another
Well-
thing is
Go ahead.
with the lower level and high level, hit this. It can work both ways. One is if you're fighting a player, let's say they're level 175 and you're my level, which is about 148, I can tell you right off the bat, you have more potential to defeat that player, depending on the
Yes.
circumstances. However, lower players can just as easily beat you.
Yes.
Yeah, this is one of the things I wanted to bring up. Like, in the duel arena the other day, I was fighting. Like, I wanted to say this: levels mean almost nothing now, except a couple of them. Your defense matters a little bit, your attack matters a little bit, but your strength doesn't. You can out-hit a level 200 with 80 stats.
Mm-hmm. And in other words, they really based a lot of that off of defense, I think. And it's like defense
Oh, yeah.
peers almost rule the
Yes.
world now,
It's
They
just
do.
it's crazy. I remember before EoC, I could understand. I would go to Ruinosity's house, and
Yeah.
we would go in his combat ring. I had a whip at the time when a whip was good, and I used the spec. And he had dragon claws. He decimated me, like he destroyed me. But then
Mhm.
again, that was understandable. Dragon claws were good. Now, because of EoC, I was at
Just a second, guys. Let me fix this.
Tell them in Crater.
Alright, sorry about that, guys. I lost connection to the call, but we're back now. So, guys, another thing I wanted to bring up is low levels just pretty much get scammed because if you don't have the level, the one thing level does do is it gets you the better gear. And I saw a Rune Shark video the other day, and it was talking about how the higher level gear you get, the more it increases in bonus. So, full Torva is substantially better than full Bandos. It's like a good 2/3 better probably.
Yeah, I'm good at catching arguments in the clan chat. It's always weird. I happen to always glance at the clan chat when I see.
Jeremiah, you might have to edit some of this because I will mute these guys since this is going to be going on a live footage. So
Oh wow, this is being recorded.
I don't know if it is.
Oh, I'm gonna record over this
Jeremiah,
stuff.
you might want.
Like I'm just gonna put a.
You might want to give it a minute.
That's what I was gonna do.
Okay.
I'll handle
just
it.
Okay, you want me to
type
just pause? Oh. All right, sorry about that,
Oh, it's
guys. We're back
fine.
now. We had some interruptions. But yeah, we were talking about how low levels just basically get scammed because they have access to pretty much no abilities, and the ones they do have access to are horrible.
Yes. So let's say, here's my opinion on that. I have been recently flipping through the mage abilities, and I noticed at level 81, I believe, you get that tsunami. Well, sucks to be you if you're level 8 or under because you can't access that ability. Now,
Yeah, but it's actually not even that good.
one melee,
I've used it and it almost always never
one
hits.
melee ability I'd recommend to y'all is Overpower.
Oh wow, yes.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
I'm actually going to look at my RuneScape, and I'm gonna look at my ability bar. I'm gonna look at strength, and I'm going to recommend some abilities.
The strength abilities are very OP.
Yes.
If you think about it, the two H's are so much better than dual wielding right now. They tried to kind of fix that with the Drygore, but the Drygore is so expensive, pretty much no one can afford it.
Yeah.
Pretty much the only people who use it are people actually doing the Calphite King.
Yes. Let's see. My adrenaline bar consists of. I start out with Slice. It's a basic ability. Then I work my way up from Smash to Fury, Sever, Cleave.
I'll be right back, guys. I gotta check some. So what were you saying?
Oh, Jared, you were talking about your ability bar?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do I discuss it again? That'll be fine.
Sure. Just kind of sum it up or
Well,
whatever.
basically, my adrenaline bar consists of the weaker attack. I start out with Slice. Then in the midway, I have Hurricane. You need 50 adrenaline, 55 attack needed, and Assault, 55 strength needed, also 50 adrenaline. Those are very good to use when you're typically fighting, and I'd say strength abilities are really they're better than
They are.
attack.
Rock solid.
Like some of the things I figured out, you can usually get more damage out of just using 3 thresholds instead of using 1 ultimate.
Yeah, that seems to.
But I wanna wrap it up in a couple minutes. But go ahead and what were you saying?
You know, basically, I was just after you use those, you need a very low magic level, but 7 magic. Dragon Breath is a good ability. I mean, it's
Pretty good.
good.
It doesn't always hit though.
So strength, I'll let you. I'd like to use Pulverize if I get 81 strength. I've never used that. I don't know how good it is, but
So do you usually use dual wielding or do you usually use a 2H if you can?
yeah.
I know in
Then
PvP you always use a 2H.
This, yeah. I would really want 80. I want that 81 attack so I can use.
Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, another
Actually, I think I have
ability
81
recommend
attack.
too is Quake. That's another good one for strength. You
Yeah,
need 37
that's a
and
pretty good one.
two-handed.
Yes.
Yeah. All the two-handed ones are just very good.
And the regenerate, do that
It's
when you
just-
can. Use all that adrenaline that's left over.
Right. If you're in between just fighting something, you definitely want to use it. The rejuvenate you can't really use anymore though because it's every 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of sad when they nerfed that. Another part of that update, which I didn't really like at all. Because what they did was they made all the bosses, and they pretty much where lower levels can't do it. Me being 170 combat, I was where I could do most of the bosses in the game with a couple other friends easily.
Exact.
But now you pretty much have to have top end, high end gear, and then soul split and overloads to do anything.
Oh, also the nice thing is if you don't like how you have them ordered, you can build up to 5 different ability bars and use them, which is pretty good.
Oh yeah, I wish I actually had more. I always have to take apart one of them or something. Because I have one for magic, one for ranged, one for dual wielding, one for dungeoneering, and then one for
so far I just have one for melee and one for magic, but I'll build my others up. So
yeah, I don't use them all that
it'll
much.
be kind of interesting to see how that goes.
Yeah. But you got anything else to talk about, guys?
I'm pretty much
Pretty much, I think
all I
we
have to
covered
say.
that. Was there anything else you were wanting us to cover?
That's pretty much it. But if anyone wants to tell us in the comments what y'all think about the recent updates, just EoC in general.
Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe,
Right?
and like it
Every
up.
bit of that.
Alright,
Yeah.
so see you later, guys. Bye.